Dear, good evening.
Good evening. Where are you? You're back in America.
Dear, I just got back. I just got back from the office and I'm in the kitchen trying to fix something to eat for dinner. And then you came online.
Now, tell me, what's your take on reincarnation?
Okay, so I always tell you true life stories, right?
Mm.
Um, when I finish telling you, this one is not that I'm private. I want everybody to know. It's me that is talking, and my family knows this story. Okay, I'll give them names so they'll go and do their findings.
Mm.
My younger sister, my immediate younger sister, her name is Chinonso or Violet or Gift. She reincarnated from my mom's elder sister. Now, I don't know if you know people from Imo State. The
Mm.
first governor of Imo State, the overall governor, when Imo was Imo, Ebonyi, and Abia together. The name of the man is Samonuna Kambakwe, His Excellency. That's the first governor. I think the airport is named after him, right? The Imo State Airport. Okay, so now I hope they can hear me. I'm going to put this phone in one place. So now,
Mm.
yeah, his first wife is my mom's elder sister. Her children are still alive, okay? And she died. My auntie, I'm sorry, I hope my auntie patients will not be angry. I'm talking about mom. See here. So my
You
auntie
got to
died
mention
out
their
of,
names, though.
yeah, so they can do their findings. People that will think that is not real, is real, okay? So my auntie died out of breast cancer, okay? And when she was dying, my mom had my younger sister. She was pregnant for my younger sister. That's my
Mm.
late mom. So now when she gave birth, after her sister died, and then she gave birth to my younger sister, my younger sister's left breast was how would I say it? It was swollen. And then when they tried to bust it, pus came out of it. And it's the same left breast that my auntie had the breast cancer on. Do you understand? So now
Mm.
my younger sister, she's alive. I think she's sleeping. I would have brought her up to this life. She behaves exactly like that, my auntie.
Mm.
I was 2 years. My mom would call her a name, and they call her Nweruru. Mbape. Meanwhile, her name is not so, but everybody refers to her as my mom's aunt, okay? That's
Mm.
Nweruru Mbape. That's the first wife of Imo State governor. So now let me blow your mind. My younger sister, as educated as she is, she schooled in Avani Koku College of Education. She reads biochemistry. Do you believe where she's teaching? In the school where Udumbakwe built in our village, in my father's village, that's where she came from. It's called Nweruru Comprehensive Something Secondary School. That's where my younger
Mm.
sister is teaching today. There is nothing the whole family has not done to make her leave that place and go back to Owerri city. She goes from Owerri to village every day to go and teach in that school. And that's her school. She has so much passion for that school. It's that bad that even my eldest brother here started paying her salary so that she can stop teaching. She still collects the salary and she still goes back to that school. She's so attached emotionally to that school because that's her school when she was still here. Okay, so now that's for my younger sister. Then me myself are reincarnated. Yes, another of my mom's auntie called Maradona. I reincarnated for that one too.
Mm.
Yes,
Mm.
so reincarnation, I'm not going to talk about my own because they will start. So that's why I just want to talk about my younger sister. Reincarnation truly, 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 truly exists. Like, it's so real. I'm sure a lot of people knows about this. So they should go and do their findings out. That's why I'm talking about giving
Now,
names.
now, now, let me tell you my personal story.
Okay.
Um, you see, I have two personal experiences with reincarnation.
Okay.
One is a cousin of mine called Rotimi. Now, many of you don't know that Rotimi is an Abiku name.
Wow.
You know what Abiku is? Abiku is those children that they'll give birth, the child will die.
Okay, that's like.
Then the mother will give birth to that child like 6 times, and the child will keep going. They call it Obanje.
Yeah, different names in different languages.
In Yoruba land, they call it Abiku.
Okay.
Rotimi is my cousin. Rotimi is an Abiku name. Now, there are names that they like, Durotimi. Anybody where you hear saying name now, Durotimi, which is actually Rotimi. Durotimi. Okay. They stay with me. This.
Oh, wow.
You know, so my cousin, apparently they had the child over and over again, and just before he was born, the last child they had, Malomo is another example.
Okay.
The last child they had before they had my cousin, that's the last child that died before my cousin was born. They drew tribal marks on all his, I don't know, here, his chest, every single part of his body. They drew tribal marks. When Rotimi was born, he was born with the tribal marks.
Whoa.
He was born with the tribal marks. Another example in my family, and these are people I know. We have one uncle. He was also a Abiku like that. So what they do is, just before, when the child, when they don't born the first one in Nongpai, they born the second one in Nongpai, they don't say, he don't the turn pattern.
Wow.
For them to make the child stay, they will now do some traditional rites. And then they will also maybe break the child's leg or... So that my uncle, they broke his leg and put him inside that thing, what they call on fire. You know, I don't want to talk and make these people no sanction my channel.
I understand.
When they gave birth to the next child, that leg was broken and it was black like charcoal.
Wow.
Now, I know my cousin wrote to me. Of course, I also am a firm believer of seeing is disbelieving, because sometimes a lot of the things you see can be confusing. But I find it hard to totally write off this particular experience. We have 2 types of reincarnation. We have the Abikus, not 2 types that I'm aware of. I'm not an expert on these types of spirituality and what have you. But from the little understanding I have, we have 2 types of these types of reincarnation. The Akudaaya, that's the one that the person we buy in Ijebu, but they go still they see the person for Aja.
Wow, okay.
That's
Akudaaya.
Okay. That's Akudaaya. Then there's Abiku, the one where the person go buy, they go they burn them, they go they buy until they catch them. Wow. So does anybody have this experience? I just want us to share experiences.
There's a lot of people talking. There's people talking. I think they should write again so you see them. I noticed a lot of people are saying, yeah, 100%. Yes. But some people left what we are talking about. They diverted to spiritual husbands. They are not serious.
They don't start with their spiritual husband. Samaria Bob, you don't go wear hair. Today you wear clothes. I raised my body wiser to you.
Code this, I go cover body.
Hello, Daddy Freeze.
Hello.
How are you, brother?
Fine, sir.
Good evening.
So, let me hear you.
There was this point in my area. There was a man. because I stay around Ibejuleki, but I'm not in Nigeria for now. I'm studying in UK. So this guy had family issues. He's always like having this marriage problem. So his wife left him, so he became depressed. So this guy actually took his own life by trying to hang himself. So in the point of hanging himself, the rope, maybe I think there was a cut in the rope, so he must have used his head to hit the table. So by the time the people came to check him, actually, this guy has died for like a week ago.
Mm.
That week had passed. So the next week, Wednesday, me and his friend, we saw him, we were gisting. He even operated his phone right in front of us.
Whoa.
He greeted, like, we stood in front of my family house. We talked for like close to 30 minutes. Because that very day it was towards the evening, and they found this guy dead on Saturday because his body has swollen up, everything. So even my because even his friend and I were just like, okay, let me go inside, while his friend went to get something, and he just went back home. And this guy has died since. His body has, everything was, because they had to do some ritual, because they had to beat his body first before they could carry him. They couldn't carry him.
They have to beat the body.
Yes, they had to beat
Why?
him because he took his own life.
So what have that got to do with reincarnation? How did he reincarnate?
The guy reincarnated. You saw his. I saw somebody's spirit live.
I don't understand.
You don't understand.
I'm trying to understand what is.
No. Wait. May I believe this guy's story? Because I've
You don't
heard so
understand.
many of these kind of
Somebody
stories.
has
Yeah,
died. Like the guy has died.
yes, yeah, I'm trying to understand. So
The guy has died for like a week. So
and he
the
was
following
moving
week, he was moving
and he
around.
was
The following week, yes,
okay.
the following week,
Okay.
I saw him on Wednesday. So
So
this
now he
guy went back home. So it was now 2 days later. We now saw that
so
this
maybe
guy has
But
died.
that's not reincarnation. Reincarnation is
that
like being baited again. You get what I'm saying? Like
This guy came back to life. This guy is dead already for like a week. You don't understand?
so
yeah,
they get back to him
Now,
again.
let me ask you. I
He
just
came
want to
back.
ask you. I want to take you back a little bit. You said they
Okay.
flogged the body. Please explain that rationale to me.
See,
Princess.
this is how it is. This is how it is. If somebody kills himself by committing murder, they will flog the body so that they can carry that body. Or else without all those rituals, they can't do anything.
yeah,
Because
maybe some
if they
flog
didn't
some
flog the body,
other.
they flogged the body till they got to the bus stop of my street. Because if they didn't flog him, the spirit will still be, you will just be seeing flashes of his face, like, you you look like somebody that I know. That kind of thing. So they have to beat the body, but they buried the body in my area. They just buried him in a shallow grave, just like that. Nothing, just how they bury,
So why did he do that?
He had the marriage issues, so he just took his life.
For him.
Did he reincarnate again after that?
It was the spirit me and his friends saw on the
Okay.
Wednesday.
All right, Samaria. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I believe you. Samaria, tell me your own story.
Daddy Freeze, I don't have a story. I just wanted to ask you a question, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. The thing you mentioned earlier, what was that? You said is sorry, pronounce that again. I mean the two types of reincarnation, like
Abiku and Akudaaya. Akudaaya is what he just mentioned.
okay, then the Abiku.
Abiku is the one that the child keeps dying and they keep giving birth.
Okay, let me ask. I'm sorry, but let me just ask. I understand people reconnect. There's reincarnation, I believe. But isn't
Mhm.
that like all the sickle cell or RH factor related things? I mean,
Explain the RH factor related thing.
okay,
Oh yeah, RH positive.
exactly. Because if you ask me, I would say, I remember my dad had told us a story about how his siblings in the past, they all passed before their parents started having the ones that stayed. And we like my sister here said we say it's Obanje, and you guys call it the other one. If you ask me, I would say our forefathers, a lot of them mistook. They must have mistaken all these SS, sickle cell related issues with all these Obanje pen,
No,
because
babes. No, babes. I disagree because my younger sister is my generation. My mom's elder sister is my mom's generation, where they were not siblings.
okay,
Do you
I
understand?
understand. For example, even my big sister, we call her our granny because she looks like her. She has the same birthmark on her hand as my late grandma, right? And
Okay.
she has beat her
Mm.
trend as well.
Okay.
So, I mean, I would say maybe traits, genetics, because myself here as well, like it's beat, traits of my, late grandmas. But then this Abiku thing is what I'm interested in. Daddy Freeze, don't you think this has something to do with sickle
I
cell genes
Now let me
and
explain.
RH
No,
factor?
You are right.
no.
RH factor. Now, if you understand RH factor, the child will be born would die at birth, will be born stillborn. That's RH.
The risk factor is on the mom. I don't want to focus more on RH.
Now
Let's focus on
let's talk about this for instance. Yeah,
Mhm.
this Abiku, the child will be born. They will grow. They may be 5 years old, 6 years old, maybe 10 years old, and they will now pass.
Okay, how about sickle cell? Let's talk about sickle cell. Let's leave RH because I know it's the mom it affects mostly. On sickle
See,
cell.
sorry. I had two classmates when I was in school. That time I was in Akudaaya University. My two classmates died of sickle cell, and
Okay.
it was just they were one died after graduation, the other died in 400 level. So sickle cell and Abiku,
they're not the same.
they're not the
If you,
same.
yeah.
Mm.
They're not the same.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there are no reincarnations. There are reincarnations. But most of these things, if you ask me, they may somehow have something to do with sickle cell.
Mm-mm.
I mean, Daddy
Now
Freeze,
let me
why
give you
would you
my
think?
cousin Rotimi's story. Let me give you my cousin Rotimi's story. After he had died several times,
Okay.
they now decided to do the rituals to make him stay. So they drew tribal marks on every part of his body. On the body of the child that died. Right?
Uh-oh. On the one that died, that passed on.
Yes. As the child died, they now did the ritual and put the marks on the body.
Okay.
When they gave birth to him, he was born with those marks. So explain that one.
Okay, now this is the real reincarnation. That's why I say I'm not doubting that there are no reincarnation because I've
Mm.
seen people that reincarnated.
Okay, but I want to understand why you're
But
trying to,
yeah, I'm
say
just
that.
no because I don't know what he mentioned that Aboku. I don't know what that is. I've not heard that before. So I'm just trying to ask, to be
Are
sure
you
there's
Igbo?
nothing.
Are you Igbo
Yes.
or
Yes,
Yoruba?
I'm Igbo.
You're Igbo. Hey, that's
Mhm.
your banje. That's what he's talking about.
That's the same thing I'm saying. I've also not, I've not been a fan of all those things. Even when they say it, I usually say this has to do with medicals.
I doubt. I
No,
doubt.
it's not. It's not. These things are spiritual.
It's not really spiritual. I think
Now,
as you
Abiku children are never sickly. They could just go.
DF, you said something.
Abiku children, sickle cell children are always sickly. You go no say they are. Abiku no
Yeah.
they sickly. They go they normal. They always they beautiful or handsome. Then one day they go just waka.
At young age.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily young age. They can move at any time.
Some get old and some, even how would I say it? I was ill several times. Several times. My mom would tell me, "You've come this time around to stay, and you're going to stay. You're not going anywhere." Something like that. My aunties will say it. You understand? They will tell you you're not going anywhere, and they will do a lot of prayers so that you can stay alive. because they
Let
believe
me
that.
phrase. I have a relative, right? They gave her a tribal mark on the sides here.
Yes.
Matter of fact, that's my sister. And she's been wanting to ask. I mean, it's sad that I lost my mom when we were little, so we can actually ask deeply. But she has those masks here. And just last week, she and I were talking about that thing. We always, I mean, she's so inquisitive. She lives in the UK. That she's been wanting to know the reason why they gave her that. You know, she tried to make inquiries because I don't know what it is she believes in.
Then
But I
maybe
keep wondering.
she cannot bind J and they try to remove it. They in those days they believe they can remove it from there is a way those native women will do something around your body and they will catch it on a particular side and they will use razor or knife to bring it out. I can't remember how they do that kind of incantations. Yeah, you know, maybe that's what they removed and that's why she's fine. You know,
And it does work. Because
now.
she's the one that said look just like my late granny.
She used to do what?
She's the one that said look just like my late grandma. So
It's
they usually
possible.
say she reincarnated.
It's very possible.
I wish I were elder. I would have known her history very well.
You still have aunties who are still alive, like grand aunties or grand uncles. There are things she will do, and they'll be like, this person just acted like their sister. My younger sister is like that. Do you know, no matter who dies in the family, we'll all be quiet. She will come in like a mother.
There is this book, Life After Life, sister.
Hello.
There's this book called Life After Life. Do you know that book, Life After Life?
I've not read it.
Yeah.
You know the book, right?
No, I've not read it. I would like to read it.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Samaria.
Hi.
Hi, sis.
All right, Bukola. Let me hear your own story.
So we have this guy. Hey. I see people calling my name Bukial. Anyways, I have this guy. He's very, very close to the family. So they had the baby the first time. The baby died. So the second time, the wife, gave birth, and the baby died.
Okay.
So they took the baby for burial, blah, blah, blah. He didn't tell anyone anything. He didn't tell anyone what he did to the baby when they took the baby, for burial. Anyways, so when the baby gave birth again, when the wife put to bed again, so this guy literally left the hospital. We were looking for him. What happened? Where is there? We call him Osilo. He left the hospital. He left the wife. He left the child. They were looking for him. What happened? So at the end of the day, he came back after like 3 days. What happened? So apparently he saw the baby and he discovered that he broke the baby's leg. The last time when the baby came, he broke the baby's leg. So when the mom had another, when the wife had another baby, this baby came with the way he broke the other baby's leg. Exactly the same. But he didn't tell anyone. So he was scared. He was scared for days. He was scared. So when he came back, they were asking what happened. Then he said, oh, that was what he did to the other baby. And this same baby came back with the same leg. So that thing happens. So they had to start looking for money to, get the baby into the surgery room and quickly do it before the baby grows. So it happens. It's quite different from the sickle cell that you're talking about. When we're talking about sickle cell, we're talking about genotype. Genotype comes from when you marry AS to AS, then the probability is very high that you're going to have SS, right? It's quite different.
I know. But what if that
I know what Samaria is trying to say. Samaria is trying to say those days they did not know AS. So when they had kids.
They knew though. They knew.
No. The chances was really slim then. Most of them didn't even know.
We're talking about 50 years ago. Nobody knew ASSS.
Nobody knew. They were just dying anyhow.
AS and SS, they knew. I don't know. Maybe their parents doesn't know, but my parents knew. They know.
Well, someone said, why are people breaking baby? It's culture. They hear it's like if you break the baby's leg, then the baby will not come back to you again. Like what Daddy Freeze shared the other time. If you do this to the baby, then the baby won't come back to you again. Unfortunately,
from that family, is that the whole idea?
I think so. I
wanted to say something. Reincarnation is not all about babies or people that dying at young age. Some of them grow up. You know,
Oh no, reincarnation is different from Abiku, right? Daddy Freeze.
oh, so we're talking about
Abiku is reincarnation now, or is a form of reincarnation?
Like, yeah. Abiku, they will grow up, or like they will grow up, then they will come back in another form, probably go to another country or go to another state, or then they will start life all over again. Right? Daddy Freeze. That's what I know as Abiku.
No,
No,
Abiku is
reincarnation.
reincarnation. No, it's the same thing. What you just mentioned is Akudaaya. Akudaaya is when somebody passes on, but then you still keep seeing the person and they go somewhere else and they start a family. That's Akudaaya.
Sister, what do
Abiku
we
is
call
when a
that in Igbo?
child keeps coming and going.
that's Obanje. I don't know the Akudaaya. I'm still trying to
The
understand.
Akudaaya, what do we call it in Igbo?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know it, but I know they are Biku. But the Akudaaya, I'm still trying to understand. So I'll know the Igbo name for it. I think that's Ibiowa. Ibiowa, that's the reincarnation. Ibiowa. I'm sure somebody is gonna say about it, like Ibiachowa or something like that.
People even believe that at some point we've all reincarnated. I don't know how.
Exactly.
I don't
Just
know
like
what
that book, Life After Life. That
Yeah,
we are all
True.
keep reincarnating. This may be my 5th time on earth.
When you watch, I remember when we were young, we used to watch a lot of Bollywood series. I don't know if you do it in Nigeria.
Someone said he reincarnated. Can you bring him? Izimi de Bakari.
Okay, send me a request. I'll have to remove somebody from the live though.
Let me go.
Okay.
Because,
Okay. Thank you so much, Butterscotch.
Some will say is it Divaji or whatever it's called? Like there are things you may be doing, you just feel like, oh, I've done this before.
That's deja vu.
Yeah, deja vu. Like I've done this before. I mean, because maybe I reincarnated. Maybe this may be my 5th time on earth. I just think we keep coming back. We go, we come back. We go, we come back.
What was the name of the guy that I said I should bring? What's the name of the guy?
Something Bakari. ITK something back. Oh, that's him. Mide Bakari.
Send me a request. Mide Bakari, send me a request.
I would love to hear from you. Thank you.
Let me even end with you. By the way, somebody just sent me stars. You can send me stars on Facebook. It's so easy. Just go to your Facebook page, top right-hand corner. Check.
Kindness. You can send us a request too. I would love to hear from you. You reincarnated.
The search bar. So check the search bar on Facebook. Look for Daddy Freeze. You will see this live video and buy me stars. Let me greet the person that just bought stars. Big shout out to Benjamin Okaku, who sent 500 stars. Benjamin Okaku. So I want to hear from you guys. One more person and I'll just end the live because it's quite tiring. I just wanted to hear what did kindness. Okay, Abby.
Kindness, yes, there is another kindness, yes.
All right, so I'm bringing kindness now.
That's why we have a boss day. Oh my God, it's a lie, Felix. It's a lie.
All right, kindness. Let's see your face.
Kindness. That name sounds so unique. Kindness. Oh.
All right, kindness. How far?
Good morning.
Good morning, brother. So tell us your reincarnation story.
Well, actually, in my family, there was some things that was happening because we have 5 children, and I'm the second child of my family. I was different from the rest, actually. My behavior and the way I was doing, So they took me to a lot of places traditionally, and they checked that I reincarnated. And I was like, I don't understand. How is that possible? And they said that they remember, they showed me one picture of my grandfather who died about years ago. And they said that he has this same thing that is on my head, that he has it on his head too. And that before he died, he did something bad. You understand? And now the spirit of the person that he hurt is disturbing me. You understand? And now he reincarnated through me just to come and make everything right. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And when they showed me the picture, I actually saw this thing on my head. When I asked my mother, how did this thing get to my head? She just said, I came out like that. And I do not believe that kind of a story. You know, how can you give birth to a child and then this thing is on his head? Yeah, up till now, when I went to the hospital to remove it, they said I might get blind if I remove this thing from my head. And my
Where
grandfather
is the thing?
also has it, and that he reincarnated through me to come and right his wrongs. According to what the traditional man said, he said, my great grandfather, stole someone's goats. And then he accused
My brother.
someone, and then he accused another person of stealing the goats. I think that person laid the curse. Yeah. So then my great grandfather died. Yeah, and they didn't say the truth. So they said he reincarnated to right his wrongs. But
So have you
you
said the
see, I'm
truth?
So have
still,
you returned the goods?
No, you don't return the gods. Have you said your truth now?
again, I'm confused. I'm confused in the sense that because I still don't believe it, you know. And they say that the spirit is disturbing me. That's why I keep falling into wrong places because I was finding myself in a lot of wrong places. Like since the beginning of my life, I've been finding myself in a lot of wrong places. And they said if I don't right my wrongs, these things will keep happening. But I'm still yet to believe it. Yeah. So this is my story.
Daddy Freeze,
And
over to you.
I
So,
don't know
my
really
brother, did they tell you how you're going to rewrite the wrongs or what? Did they tell you how you're going to correct what he did?
they did some traditional stuff and they just told me that that everything will be over in a few years. They didn't say they said yes.
Ah.
And those people must
You
have
know,
fine, right?
so now I just have to keep working carefully. Yeah, because I've seen spiritually. Sometimes I might be at home inside my house and I will see a dog walk into my house. When there is fence, how? I don't have a dog in the house. I don't
Hmm.
have a dog in the house.
Hallucination.
A lot of people. I don't know what I'm going to do now because according to what they said I need to right my wrongs. What I didn't do, why will I pay for the sins? Why will I pay
Daddy
for the
Mm.
Freeze, you
sins?
preach every day. Daddy Freeze, you preach every day about all these things. Now over to you.
So I'm confused. This is my story. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Today I'm not preaching. Today I'm just listening to people's experiences. I'm just going to take one more person and then we're going to call it a night. Blessing Nebe. Let me see if she's going to come.
Boy.
Let's just wait. The sins of the fathers.
Man, poor boy. That's too much.
Hi,
Blessing, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. Hi, everyone.
Hello. So share your experience with us. Before you even share your experience, guys, I've never seen a bike style. Come over to my Facebook. Once you go to Facebook, top left, right hand corner, search bar, type Daddy Freeze. My page will pop up. Scroll down to today's video, click on the video, and you see how to buy stars. So far, only one person has bought stars, and I'm tired. And people want me to still be awake and be gisting with you. Yeah, go and buy stars. All right. So, Blessing, tell us your story.
So basically, it's not like a reincarnation, but it was my great granddad. He passed away, and my mom was one that told me this story. He passed away, then he went to his uncle's place, and was there for like a week. And while his uncle was coming back to the village, he gave him bread and some other items to give to his people, right? So when the uncle got to the place, that was the day of the burial, and
Wow.
he passed out. literally passed out. You know, and when he woke up, he was like, "What's going on? Yeah, this guy was in my house for like a week, blah blah blah. He even gave me this bread to give you guys and everything." Yeah, so that's what happened.
Did they eat the bread?
No, who eats that kind of bread? I'm not sure they ate it, Daddy Freeze. But this is true life story by my mom.
Chai.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, my sister. Thank you so much, my sister. Blessing Nebe. That was lovely. I did say I was going to take just one more call, and I'm going to end with Grace Thompson. All right. We'll continue maybe on Wednesday because tomorrow we have Clash of the Supporters. Oh, yeah, go to Facebook and buy stars. You guys go to Facebook and buy stars. Oh.
Daddy Freeze, I feel so bothered now.
What?
Hey, Daddy
I feel
Freeze.
so bothered right now by that guy's story.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like he needs help. Like he's kind of hurting.
Which guy?
The one that just left.
Oh, wow. Okay, we've got somebody here. Share your story.
Yeah, well, reincarnation it's a very deep thing. For our generation, it seems like it's unbelievable, right? But from stories from our parents, when you hear these stories, just a few days ago, why I just said, let me come on live. My mom, we were just talking, my mom called me and we were talking about my cousin. And his source of wealth and everything, he's so rich. So my mom was like, yeah, so that's my father. And we talked basically about this reincarnation thing. And so my mom was telling me how when the father was alive, the father used to say once he comes back again, that his father practically will be praying that in his next life, he will not be a farmer. He's going to be so rich. He won't even need to go to school. He's going to be very, very rich. And this, my cousin, they said my grandfather came back through him. Okay? And he grew up to a certain age and told them that he wasn't going to go to school. They just had to sign him up for apprenticeship and he wants to learn a trade. So the parents were beating him and forcing him to go back to school. And he always run to my mom, that my mom should come and, because my mom was her daddy's favorite daughter, you know. And so my mom was always wondering that this boy had this closeness to her. And he will always say, tell them, I don't want to go to school. I just want to become rich. And he chose where he was going to get his apprenticeship. They said, okay, maybe it's our father that came back. Oh, you know, our father used to say he won't go to school and all that. And really, they didn't force this boy to go back to school. He went, they signed him up for apprenticeship. And he finished his apprenticeship with this, it was an Igbo man that deals on electronics. And after he finished his years, I think 2-3 years training, it was like, I don't know. He just super became rich. And my mom is there to say, my father.
Hey, sound.
He calls this, my cousin, the father. They believe in reincarnation, but our generation, we tend to not know how to understand how this reincarnation works.
In all honesty, we don't know how to understand it. Lovely stories you guys have shared. I appreciate you all. But Neka Spiff says I'm beginning to sleep off. So before I sleep off, I need to start waking me up. Daddy, please. Let's call it a night. Tomorrow we've got Clash of the Supporters. Normally I sleep in the evening, but for one reason or the other, I couldn't sleep this evening, so I'm very exhausted. But lovely talking to you, and we're going to have this conversation again. Samaria, you are yawning. So take care, guys. God bless you. Lovely hanging out with you. See you tomorrow for Clash of the Supporters, and see you very soon. Big shout out to the people who bought me stars. Helen Ejomehi, thank you so much. Ola Tim, thank you so much. And Benjamin Okaku, thank you for buying stars. You guys can buy stars on my Facebook. Just go to Facebook, click on Daddy Freeze in the search bar, and then you can buy me stars. Thank you. Take care, and God bless you.
Good night, y'all.